Chapter 8 Initiation. Vicki walked quickly, trying to keep up with Booker's longer strides as they walked around the corner. He took a quick look to make sure Vicki was still with him as he stopped at the edge of the sidewalk to let her catch up. They watched cars barrel up and down the street on both sides as people rushed around the city. There were no traffic lights or stop signs within sight to make the cars stop or slow down for them. "Hold my hand," said Booker as he held his left hand out for Vicki. She took it. Then Booker held up his right hand towards the oncoming traffic as he slowly stepped off the sidewalk with Vicki in tow. Booker took slow strides as they jaywalked across the 4-lane road towards the sun-faded old car wash. Cars came to a stop and waited patiently as they went from lane to lane. Booker paused when they reached the other side to think for a moment before leading her around to the entrance of the car wash in the back. She stood still in the dark to let her eyes adjust. "You kid are some kind of magic. This is the first time I walked across here without people honking their horns and yelling profanity at me." Vicki looked at him quietly, not sure how to respond. "You scared of me?" "No." "Why not?" "You can be honest, Vicki. Admit it. He's ugly and scary," joked Terry. "Shut up," clapped back Booker. "People would change sidewalks to avoid me," said Hakeem. "I'm better looking than all these homies, but white people will still call the cops on me," said Terry. "You're all good people," said Vicki. "I don't know about that," said Hakeem jokingly as he opened the front passenger's station wagon door for her. "Kid, you have a serious lapse in judgment. We robbed the bank yesterday." Vicki got in. "I knew this kid could help me," said Booker, smiling. "She got that Korean lady to cooperate with me." "For real? Let's keep her then," said Terry after sliding into the driver's seat, giving Vicki a charming wink, making her blush a little. "You're one of us now," said Hakeem as he closed her door. "Don't worry, we'll get you home to your mom, Vicki," said Booker. "You saw how that lady wasn't going to help me." "Her English isn't good." "Then why would they come here to this country?" asked Lamont. "She said they came because of the revolution," said Vicki. "How come they come into our neighborhood selling stuff if they can't even talk to us?" asked Lamont. "They don't even want to live with us." "I don't know. We live in Chinatown because my parents' English isn't good. They came because of wars too. We don't have much." "Nah, you're better off than us. You guys are like up there with the white people," said Lamont. She shook her head side to side, unable to believe them. She did not feel well off at all. In fact, she felt below average because of how plain and lacking her own life felt. "What's your name?" "What's your last name?" asked Booker. "Lee. Where did that last name come from?" asked Booker. "My dad's side of the family. It's Chinese." "What part of China is your family from?" "Dad's side is from Shanghai. Mom's is from the south, Fuzhou area." "Who's that hanging from the mirror?" "It's Guanyin. She's the Buddha of mercy and compassion." "You been to China?" "No, I've been to Taiwan, though. My mom and dad's side moved to Taiwan because of the revolution. Then they came here." "You like it there? Ever want to visit China?" Vicki had flashbacks of watching TV news coverage of the Tiananmen Square protests 3 years ago. She recalled the lone man who stood in front of a column of tanks. She remembered the 33 feet tall white foam and papier-mâché replica of the Statue of Liberty, the goddess of democracy, and how one of the tanks pushed her down and broke her arms off. "No, not really. I like it here." "You're lucky, Vicki. You know who your people are and where your family came from. You have your language and culture," said Lamont. "You can come and go as you please. Our people didn't come here by choice," said Hakeem. "They erased ours. We don't know our African family history. I don't know what tribe, what region, what African last name is mine. We have no knowledge of our ancestral lands or our beliefs. We have nothing to go back to," said Booker. "They took everything from us." Vicki put on her seatbelt and quietly thought about everything as she stared at Mom's talisman as it was lit by a tiny stream of sunlight. The men jumped in their cars and pulled out of the car wash for the last time, hopefully. She felt lectured, schooled, but in a good way, as if they really wanted her to know those things. But why? Maybe they saw something in her, the ability to move and communicate with the people around her. The world was unjust, but maybe gathering stories could become her job. She would represent them to the wider world someday, somehow.